So let's imagine if Russell Brand was banned from EU, it would be a massive uproar. I know.
It'd be the end of the world.
Right, but you are, and there's not a peep that happens. And he's just demonetized on YouTube, not even deplatformed.
Yeah.
And there's the massive uproar.
That's what I found interesting is the term Russell Brand has been deplatformed. He hasn't. He's been demonetized.
Yeah.
Now, they might deplatform him because at the end of the day, is in this squeeze, they're going to shut down everybody, no matter how mild they're, whatever, how mild the things they're saying. That's the point. It's only a matter of what point in the sequence they get picked off. But, I was demonetized from YouTube in 2018. I didn't hear Russell Brand kicking off. I was thrown off YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, on and on and on in April 2020. I didn't hear Russell Brand kicking off. I didn't hear these mainstream alternative people kicking off. It just passed them by. And when I was banned from 26, now 27 European countries, there's an organization in Britain headed by a guy called Toby Young, called the Free Speech Union. And they've got a very nice website called The Daily Skeptic. It does some really good stuff, not least on climate change. And Toby Young and the Free Speech Union represent people who've had their free speech denied. And and again, same theme, does some really good work. But when a British citizen is banned from 26, now 27 countries in Europe over bloody night, silence. Nothing. And if you break it down, Brian, it's because there's a mainstream alternative, here and no further. Right. And then there's what I call the real alternative, which is without limit, doesn't have a no further, because it knows whatever we think we know, there's always more to know. And if you're out there talking about far out things, then the mainstream alternative doesn't want to be associated with you in any way, shape or form, so it doesn't even mention your name.
Right, so the mainstream alternative seems like a brand new alternative media source, and people open up their eyes and say, oh my gosh, look, they're talking about things that no one ever used to talk about before. Yes. And that's beneficial, but it actually sets up a barrier from people getting out to where they really need to go.
Exactly, and I'll tell you another interesting thing too. I'm on a speaking tour around Britain at the moment. It's the only place I can have a speaking tour. Bloody Britain. I'll be confined to the Isle of Wight eventually, the way it's going. You can't leave Ride, says Ofcom, that stuff. Anyway, the experience I'm having, because what I'm doing, I'm going around all these different cities, and all the events are packed because the awakening people are further down the road than the mainstream alternative. Okay, we get that. All right, we get that. Right, now, what else is there to know? That's where they want to go. So what I've been doing in these talks, and I do a talk for about 2:15, 2:30 in the first half, and then take questions. I've really been going deep in the rabbit hole. I've been going where the dream goes. Mm. And people, in the great majority of people, are getting it, seeing it, and they're going, whoa, this makes sense of the world, which the mainstream alternative doesn't in the same way, because it's only part of the story. And so you've got the awakening people who are further down the road to seeing the scale of it and wanting to know more than the mainstream alternative is, because it's here and no further. Another thing too, there was a guy called Albert Pike, who was a massive bloody Freemason. He was the grand commander of the southern jurisdiction of Freemasonry in America in the 1800s. Very influential guy. And he was the guy that apparently sent a letter to another cult operative called Mazzini in Italy, saying there were going to be 3 world wars and to transform human society on the process of what I've been calling since the 90s problem, reaction, solution. And he said, when the public want a hero, we will give them one. And, you know, we've got to be very, very, very careful when these so-called hero figures are put before us, that they're not Pied Pipers leading us to the edge of the bloody cliff, or at least holding us in a holding pattern of perception so we don't see what we need to know to really understand what's happening.
Is that what some of these alternative media figures are?
I think some of them are. I think a lot of them are simply doing what they do because, okay, they choose to do that and they've picked out a niche, and that's fine. I've got no problem with any of that. What I've got a problem with is the way there's this kind of limitation on what is alternative, instead of the alternative must be the infinity of knowledge that is not in the normal narrative. That must be what alternative is. And I don't see a lot of people in the so-called alternative, mainstream alternative media who think like that. They say here and no further. This is how it is, and this is as far as I'm going. It's fine if you don't want to go any further. That's fine, but don't shut out those that are just because they are.
While we're
and think that you've got it because you say that there's these globalists. My question is, okay, why are they globalists? Why are they doing what they're doing? Because a lot of these globalists are very, very old men, old white men, that's what they are, you know, and they're, by the way, running this woke arena to divide and rule on the basis of race, on the basis of sexuality. That's who's ultimately running this, is old white men. Old white men, which, because they have different, shall we say, medical treatment than the rest of the population, they live to a very old age. I mean, look at Prince Philip, look at the Queen, look at the Queen Mother, look at Henry Kissinger, look at David Rockefeller, and so on. You see how old they get, yeah. But they're still old white men, and they are going to be gone by the time this dystopia, this AI-controlled dystopia, comes in full blown, right? So why are they doing it? Because they are part of something much greater than them, to which they are servants while they are in human form. But it's that other level that's orchestrating the whole thing. That other level that the mainstream alternative, 5 cent centric, looking in on the world, will not go.
Okay.
And like I say, when I see people talking about, I've been talking about the Matrix for 2 years. Well, I mean, hello. But you don't know what the Matrix is. You've no idea. It's just a word that you pull out and throw around. You don't know what it is. And if you did know what it is, you'd realize that you are more serving that Matrix than you are challenging it.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone. Also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?